So what do I think about the Spaceman's ultimatum to the Star Child and the Demon? Not very much. What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke. You're watching Sights, Sounds, Flavors here on YouTube. The reason I don't think very much of it is because he's always been scared of those guys. Now, we all know that Ace is from the Bronx, he's a brawler, he was in gangs, he could handle himself. It's not scared in that sense. It's scared in the sense of he thinks Gene and Paul are going to try to kill him, basically. Now, we kind of hear that a little bit when he talks about that 120-page manuscript in his safe. If anything happens, it's going to go to all these major networks. That's fear talk. Rachel Gordon, his ex, she talked about how Ace thought that these guys were going to off him. But ultimately, though, all of that aside, all the ultimatums aside, he's done this before with Gene and the sex accusations that never panned out, with his ex at least. He wants back in the band. And he says he doesn't want the money. I'm a huge Ace Frehley fan. And I'm a huge Peter Criss fan. I'm a huge Eddie Trunk fan. I don't like to see imposters up there. I went to the Bad Boys tour before the Kiss reunion. I was at the first Kiss reunion show in Miami, the reunion tour, not the first one, but the first reunion tour, but not the very first show of the reunion tour. The reunion tour in Miami when they came to Miami. I love Trouble Walking. I love The Comet. I even like Peter's solo records. I'm a huge Kiss fan, but Ace wants money. He always says if the money's right and then the fans. And there's that video that leaked out where he's talking about owing money to his wife and he's got his mistress. And remember that black and white video that came out, where the guy's like, how did you blow $500,000 and this and that? He's driving a third hand-me-down car. Ace wants money. They all want money. Gene, Paul, Bruce, everybody wants money because they bring a certain something to the stage. And Ace would sell tickets. And like Ace said, Kiss isn't selling out shows. They're buying the house a lot of the times. We saw this with the Creatures of Night tour, maybe a fifth of the hall was taken. The rest was dark, but they wanted to make it look like they were selling out. Now, Creatures, that was a hard sell to say that they were selling out. But the point is that he wants money, but he also wants to be part of the band again. The problem is, unlike Peter, who was fired twice, Ace left twice. And, I think I would be a little bit more sympathetic to Peter because Peter got fired twice. But when you leave twice, you're basically asking those guys to bring you back for a third time, and then you're just going to leave them again. You know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know how I feel. But I just know that, if he comes back, Tommy's got to go. And Tommy's not a member anyways, and he looks ridiculous in the Spaceman's outfit and trying to copy his moves. He doesn't sound like him at all. He's a great player, but he's basically an imposter. You know what I mean? But Ace isn't going to say anything. It's a bunch of talk. Gene and Paul are not going to apologize. They're not going to walk back their statements. Gene and Paul have the power, and they have a lot of power over Ace. Ace isn't going to say anything. And that's why when, he said, Eddie, if you'll have me on, if Ace was really going to say something, Eddie would have been like, absolutely, we want you back on here. We'll talk about it. We'll be on here for 3 hours. Nobody's going to silence us. You're the Space Ace. But Eddie was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Because he knows that Ace is full of shit. Ace isn't going to say anything. You know what I mean? And honestly, Ace probably shouldn't say anything. Because, with his fascination with World War II memorabilia. I know he had a Jewish girlfriend, but that doesn't mean anything. When you call somebody a racist and they say, hey, my best friend's black, that doesn't mean you're not a racist. And I'm not saying that Ace is a Nazi, but, there's a lot of pictures and there's a lot of stuff out there that I'm sure he wouldn't want for it to see the light of day either. And who knows what else. And I'm not judging Ace. I love Ace. I think Ace is awesome. But people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Ace was the rock star's rock star. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he did anything wrong or that he said anything wrong, but he was the rock star's rock star. He ate food off of other people's plates. He crawled around. He thought he was from another planet. He went to Studio 54. He did a lot of things in the 70s. He's sober now, but he wasn't sober always. Gene and Paul Gene and Paul probably have some dirt on him as well. And I don't think it would be in Ace's best interests to start, sharing things. It's one thing to say that Paul wears a wig or he sings the backing tracks, but Ace really needs to be careful because once you get into a food fight, they're gonna throw food back. And again, I don't know, but like I said, I don't think it's gonna come to anything. I think it's just another example of Ace trying to get those guys' attention. Those guys are, they're pulling it off. They got, two imposters up there, but the fans, they, what? I think from 1982 onward, Kiss was Gene and Paul. You know what I mean? To people like me, I was born in 1978. I didn't get to see the original, but I became a fan based off the records of the 70s. You know what I mean? That's what I became a fan of. I became a fan with my ears. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that grew up in the 70s, lucky you guys, were able to become fans with your eyes and your ears. But I know what Ace sounds like. I've seen Ace live. I've gone to a show just to see Ace. I don't need to go to a Kiss show to see Ace. You know what I'm saying? And I have trouble walking. I have first and second sighting. You know what I mean? I have Loaded Deck. I have the 2008 album where he did Fox on the Run. I have all of his albums. I have all of them. Anomaly, that's what it was. Anomaly. And then I also have the Covers record. What was that called? I have them. Well, I don't have them. After Anomaly, I don't have them. I have them on Spotify and iTunes. But I just, I'm a huge fan. You know what I mean? And he's great. He's awesome. He can sing great. He can play great. He's got a great vibe. It sucks he can't be back in Kiss. But I agree 100% with him. What's he going to do? Get up there as a second Spaceman on stage? He's not going to do that. And I hope he wouldn't do that even for whatever amount of money they gave him. When the money starts getting really good, though, I wouldn't put anything past him or any rock star because they like money. Theirs is an expensive lifestyle. So I don't know. But I guess we'll see. But my guess is he's not going to say two things. He's not going to say anything. It's all